Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Live Trading Room's daily Forex analysis. Today is Wednesday, the 31st of January, and it's 30 minutes past 10 in the morning. Let's see how the Forex market is performing through the index grid of our best and worst dashboard. The New Zealand dollar is in first position, gaining an astounding 4.38% on its currency basket. The New Zealand dollar is followed by the euro, ahead by 0.68%. The Canadian dollar is gaining 0.51%, and the British pound is just above parity, gaining 0.04%. The Swiss franc is down by 0.49%, the Australian dollar is losing 0.76%, the yen is down by 2.10%, and the US dollar is losing 2.21%. The power strength gives us the New Zealand dollar 100% long and the US dollar 100% short. We have high percentages on the Canadian dollar and the yen also, respectively 85% long and 85% short. The best trades so far on the Forex market are New Zealand dollar US dollar ahead by 0.87% and New Zealand dollar yen gaining 0.85%. Now let's go to the charts to analyze the majors. Aussie US dollar is moving in a slight bullish tendency. The market found resistance at the weekly opening at 0.8098. Price is moving slightly above target number 1 of the bullish zone of the target geometry at 0.8095. Price action is bullish at an intraday level with a breakout of the previous highs on H4. The pair is gaining 0.19%. The market is moving above all the moving averages of the EMA dashboard. We have a weekly statistical forecast in favor of a possible continuation to the upside. The RSI is above 50 on every time frame. So with a confluent Australian dollar against a confluent US dollar, we may have a continuation of the current move if the market remains above 0.8089. The euro dollar is also moving in a bullish tendency, just above target number 2 of the bullish zone of the target geometry at 124.45. The market is moving above all the moving averages of the EMA dashboard. We have a confluent price action and a breakout of the previous highs from M5 to M30 on H4 and on the monthly. We have a percentage confluence up to the yearly level, and the percentage gain so far on a daily basis is 0.39%. We have also a statistical forecast on a weekly basis that suggests a possible continuation to the upside. We have an RSI above 50 on every time frame, so with a 71% long euro, we may have a continuation of the current move. The cable started the session in a bullish tendency, broke the previous daily high, but now seems to be inverting down, reaching for the daily opening with a bearish price action at a scalping and intraday level and a breakout of the previous lows from M5 to H1. The pair is still gaining 0.09% on a daily basis, but the RSI is turning below 50 on the scalping time frame, precisely from M1 to M30. Should the market close below the daily opening and the daily candlestick turn red, we may have a continuation to the downside. Of course, should the market go back above the entry level of the bullish zone of the target geometry at 141.71, we may have a return to the daily highs. From the peak, Kiwi US dollar gave a bullish signal at the breakout of the previous daily high, and it's now correcting down from this high marked at 0.7402. Market is still very bullish, moving above all the Kiwi US dollar gave a bullish signal at the breakout of the previous daily high. The market is now correcting down with a bearish price action at a scalping level. Although the higher time frames are still very bullish with a breakout of the previous highs on the daily and the monthly. The market is moving above all the moving averages of the EMA dashboard. We have a percentage confluence up to the yearly level and a percentage gain. New Zealand dollar Kiwi US dollar gave a bullish signal at the breakout of the previous daily high. Now the market is moving just below target number 6 of the bullish zone of the target geometry at 0.7391. The market is above all the moving averages of the EMA dashboard. We have a bullish price action at an intraday and multi-day level with a breakout of the previous highs on a daily and the monthly. We have a percentage confluence up to the yearly level, a percentage gain on a daily basis of 0.86%, and a weekly statistical forecast in favor of a possible continuation. The RSI is above 50 on every time frame, so with a 71% long New Zealand dollar against 100% short US dollar, we may have a continuation to the upside. US dollar Canada is moving in a bearish tendency, now correcting up from the daily low marked at 122.72. We have a breakout of the previous lows on H4, the daily and the monthly, but now we have a bullish price action at a scalping and intraday level. The percentage loss on a daily basis is of 0.31%, and we have a percentage confluence up to the yearly level. The market is moving below all the moving averages of the EMA dashboard, and we have a weekly statistical forecast largely in favor of a possible continuation to the downside. The RSI is below 50 from M15 to the monthly, so with a 57% long Canadian dollar against an 85% short US dollar, we may have a continuation to the downside if the market remains below the weekly opening at 123.10. US dollar Swiss franc is moving in a slight bearish tendency, just below the entry level of the bearish zone of the target geometry at 0.9323. We have a confluent price action and a breakout of the previous lows on M15, H4, and the monthly. The market is below all the moving averages of the EMA dashboard. We have a percentage confluence up to the yearly level, and the percentage loss up to now is 0.22%. We have a statistical forecast on a weekly basis in favor of a possible continuation to the downside. We have an RSI below 50 on every time frame, so with a Swiss franc slightly less weak on its currency basket than the US dollar, we may have a continuation of the bearish move if the market remains below 0.9323. Let's close the analysis with US dollar yen, which is finding support on the weekly opening at 108.69. Price is moving inside the no trade zone of the target geometry, just below the daily opening, with a percentage loss of 0.05%. We have an RSI below 50 on every time frame, but we have an 85% short yen against an 85% short US dollar, so it's highly probable that we're going to have a limited daily range. We can observe two levels. Below 108.64, we may have a continuation to the downside. Above 108.86, the market could invert up and go back to the daily highs. That's all for today's analysis. Thank you for your attention. Good day and good trading from Live Trading Room Trading Community.